Aloha and welcome back to Multifamily Live. Super excited that you're here joining us today. Today we're going to talk about losing your goals. So I was having coffee with Jason the other morning, and I actually have a nice cup of coffee right now. Thank you, Brandon Turner, for his cup of joe. But anywho, back to what I was saying. Your goals and your aspirations. It's mid-February now. We just passed Valentine's Day, and this is about the time that people start losing goals. Case in point, Jason goes to the gym. I don't go to the gym anymore. I don't need to. I don't need to lift hard. We have what we need in our home gym. Thank you, COVID, for that. And I just don't need to go to the gym anymore. I do go to karate, but that's another tale for another day. So Jason was telling me, you know what? The gym this morning was crickets. It went from, at the beginning of the year, everyone there and their mother and father and grandparents were there with their dogs, trying to get their goals done. You know, they wrote down in their books, they did their vision boards, they did their aspirations for the year, and now there's no one there. It just got me to thinking, this probably happens every single year. So I need us to all ask ourselves, what is it about the new year that brings this on, this need to change, this need to explore, this need to be different, this need to be more? I get it. It's awesome. And we should all have our goals and we should hang on to them for dear life. But what about those goals that just kind of dissipate, those wants and needs that we have to be healthy, to be stronger, to be better for ourselves, our children, and what makes us let them go? And I have come to realize it's because that goal, even if it was a health goal, even if you're on the brink of life and death, they weren't strong enough. And you've heard me say this before, that our goals need to be set up with action. So if this is the first time you're hearing it, great, stick with me. If you have a goal to be healthier, figure out your big why. Why is it that you need to be healthy? Is it your children? Is it yourself for your children? Is it for your wife? Whatever it is, solidify that. It needs to be seriously life or death. In order for your dreams and aspirations to get done, you have to make sure it is very, very important for you. You need to make sure that you will take the steps to get this goal done, that you have the accountability necessary to get this goal done. So that's number 2. I'm already getting ahead of myself. So you have your big why. Now you need the action steps to support that goal. So you want to be healthy. What needs to happen? You need to eat healthier. You need to exercise, and you need to be the person that you know you can be mentally. So if you don't train your mind to help your body, then none of it's going to work. So you need to make sure you have these things in place. So again, you got your goal, you got your big why, you got the action steps. Now comes the accountability. How are you holding yourself accountable? Whether it's joining with a group of people, because you all know I have Figure Multifamily. I have my coaching program. That's what the coaching program is about. It's about a group of people coming together to cheer each other on and to hold each other accountable, fully accountable. And if you've seen my social media, I've also joined another upper level accountability group with Brandon Turner, because I want to be held accountable by others as I hold others accountable. Accountability is key, folks. You need it. You owe it to yourself to hold not only yourself accountable, but have others hold you accountable. Your big why is not strong enough if you keep on letting your goals slip to the side. And I'm not saying it's because you're weak. It's because we need that village to hold us up sometimes. We need other people to tell us. If we can't tell ourselves this, hey, how come you didn't get up at 6 o'clock to exercise this morning when you said you would? Oh, by the way, if you don't do that, then you're not going to get to that goal, which will help you stay alive for your children or whatever the goal is. It's about, and it's actually not that hard. Having that big why, setting yourself up with actions to support that, and the why supports that goal, and then all around it you have accountability. It's about getting those goals done. Now, on the flip side, say this goal keeps on going to the wayside. Again, let's use the goal, I want to be healthier. Or I want to, pick a goal, have it in your head. I'm not even going to give you the goal. Maybe that goal just isn't important to you. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe it is not important to you to be healthy. And I know this is coming with a really sour taste in my mouth because I don't want to tell you that. I fully believe that we should be healthy, that we should live long lives, that we should live better lives every single day, not only for ourselves, for our community, for our children, for our family, for our God, for everything that we believe and hold to be true. We need to have a healthy life. I believe that. But do you? Do you believe that X goal is important to you? So I'm going to give you a little taste of what just happened to me. I actually, and if you've been following Jason and I for a long time, you've noticed our podcast has changed over the years, up and down, left to right. We've always talked about real estate, but the type of real estate we've talked about has changed, and who we've talked about or who we've talked with has changed as well. You've probably noticed that we don't have as many interviews as we used to. I wanted to change that. So at the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm going to talk to at least 3 individuals, investors, so I can get at least 1 interview per week. It's the middle of the month. It's the middle of February right now as I'm taping this. And I haven't talked to one person. Well, I'll take it back because there's going to be a couple interviews coming back. So I maybe talked to, I guess, a handful of 5 people over the last month and a half. It tells me that despite my not so great efforts, it's not that important to me because I am not focusing on it. There are other things that are more important. And this is coming from somebody that I know the structure. I didn't write the structure, but I know it. And I've said it about 10 times already. Have the goal, have the big why supporting the goal, have the action steps that support the big why, that support the goal, and then have the accountability. I did none of that for this. So obviously it's not important for me. So guess what I did? I consciously dropped that goal. Not to say that I might not do it. And hey, if you're listening to this and you want to come on our podcast, all the links are below. Find me, text me, whatever you need to do to find me and get on the podcast, do it. I'll have you. And back to the goal setting, it wasn't important, so I mindfully let it go. Again, I'm going to say that again. I mindfully let that goal go. In doing that, I keep my power. So you're going to notice that I'm going to be talking a lot about power this year. Power and responsibility. And it's sort of an offshoot of a lot of things that I was talking about last year. But in this, you get to keep your power. Because let's go back to the health thing. When you find that I'm just not going to go to the gym today. I'm not going to, I forgot about doing that one thing that I said I was always going to do. You lose your power because you're giving up your say-so. You're forgetting, or you're just letting it go, or, I don't know what the excuses were. You're giving yourself excuses and you're making yourself excusable. But if you mindfully say, you know what, I'm just not going to be healthy. I know that didn't sound very good, but you keep your power. And now if you say that to yourself, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. That was not so smart. I'm not going to say the S word. That ends with PID. That was not so smart. Maybe I should take another look at my goals. Make it and turn them into something that I can actually win at. But if you mindfully tell yourself these things, oh, I am not going to do that, then maybe the opposite will happen. If it's important to you enough, maybe you'll figure out a way to make it more important. Because you'll see by making the conscious decision to not get that goal done, you'll understand that, no, wait a minute, maybe that goal was important. Maybe I will wake up at 6 o'clock so I get my workout in. Maybe I'll come home early so I can be with my children. Maybe I'll ... You fill in the blank of your goal, what you want to get done. So to wrap this up into a nice little bow for you, it is the middle to the end of February right now. I know there are goals that you were dying to get done at the beginning of this year, itching to put on your plan. I implore you to look over those goals again, understand what you're doing right now to get those goals done. Like, really take a deep dive, look at the goals that you really wanted to get done, especially if it's your health, and make a conscious effort either to do them or not do them. I want you to actually go down and go do. What are the steps? Not do. What are the steps? And understand for yourself. And take your power back. And understand that it's up to you to get your goals done. It's up to you to put the plan into place. It's up to you to have your big why, have the goals, have the action steps, and to create a community around you that will support you in what you're trying to do. And for those goals that you decide not to do, really decide. Don't let them just fall to the wayside. That's where regret comes in. None of us wants to regret. So, by making the conscious effort, you get rid of a regret. I hope this was helpful today. So much aloha to you, so much peace, so much joy. Aloha.